¿Qué es la que hay, gente? Espero que estén muy bien. Bienvenidos una vez más. Hoy vamos a empezar nuestro primer día oficial en la escuela de Hogwarts. Vamos para allá a convertirnos en el mejor mago.
I suppose some introductions are in order.
A introducirme.
That is not helpful. Can I help you? Ah, you're the new 5th year. I'm Sebastian Sallow. Welcome to Slytherin.
Thank you.
Not everyone has a ministry escort to school.
Válgame.
He was a friend of Professor Fig's who merely joined us for the ride.
Still, impressive. Dreadful way to go, poor fellow. Glad you and Fig are all right.
Professor Fig and I were lucky to escape with our lives.
Indeed. And how did you escape?
It's all still a bit of a blur, to be honest.
Didn't mean to press. You just get yourself settled. We can talk more later.
Medio sobradito.
What book were you reading?
A spell book I picked up. Has a few interesting things, but not exactly what I was looking for. I'm sure you'll find out soon enough. But not every spell you may need can be found in our assigned textbooks.
Are you saying some spells aren't taught at Hogwarts? Which ones?
Seems I may have met a kindred spirit. That is a conversation for
Se
another
tiró una
time.
indirecta
It was good meeting you. Good luck today.
de trucos de magias que quizás no estén en libros. Interesante. Vamos a ver a quién más conocemos.
If you do that, you'll lose. Trust me. Ugh, not going to move there, are
Imelda
you?
Reyes.
Here, watch this.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Tómalo.
Checkmate.
Ese juego
Told
se
you.
ve súper divertido. Súper divertido.
You should have listened to me. Ah, I know who you are. You're the new Slytherin, the one who barged in with Professor Fig last night. Interesting tactic on your first day, taking all the attention away from the first years. I'm Imelda, by the way. Shame I wasn't with you in Fig. I could have lured that dragon away. My skills on a broom
¿Y
are
cómo tú sabes?
legendary.
Perhaps Professor Fig's friend would have survived if we'd had your help.
Precisely. Perhaps one of these days I'll show you a thing or two about flying. I can teach you more than Kogawa ever could. Speaking of which, I'd like to get in some time on my broom before classes.
Do you have a lot of time to fly during school?
I make the time. There's nothing like swerving through the spires of the castle and around the Quidditch pitch to clear the mind.
Are you a keen Wizard chess fan? You knew that boy was going to lose the match.
Not really. Much too sedate a pastime for me. Also, it's simply not that challenging. The moves are always so obvious. Why does no one else see it?
Goodbye, Imelda.
Nice meeting you.
Interesante personalidad.
I think I heard one. Doubt mermaids find us that interesting. Ah, based on all the chatter when you entered the common room, I'm guessing you're the new 5th year.
Él es ciego.
I'm Ominous. Ominous Gaunt.
Nice to meet you, Ominous.
Well, you certainly had a memorable arrival.
I'd much rather have arrived on time and without a dragon attack en route.
I'm sure. How horrible. I can only imagine. Well, it's good to have you in Slytherin. Do let me know if I can be of any help as you navigate your first days here.
Did that student say he thought he heard a mermaid?
Yes, but I've never heard of a mermaid showing up outside our common room window. It is fun to play along, though. Been known to keep some first years on the lookout for hours.
Were you expecting to be sorted into Slytherin?
Most certainly. My family on my father's side are direct descendants of Salazar Slytherin, one of the
Válgame.
4 founders of Hogwarts. Not something I'm especially proud of, mind you. He was obsessed with blood status, a pure-blood maniac. Unfortunately, most of his descendants do not fall far from that tree.
Thank you, Ominous. Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure was all mine. Don't be a stranger.
Is the new 5th year Slytherin in here? Professor Weasley's waiting for you just by the stairs.
Ok, muchas gracias. La profesora me está esperando. Válgame, como que subió la velocidad cuando está subiendo la escalera.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a 5th year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success.
Válgame, exámenes.
Here you are.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Válgame, un libro que tiene 5 años de clase adentro. y me
Thank
toca
you, Professor,
estudiarlo.
but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test. This way.
Bueno, antes de...
I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. Do keep up! Why don't you cast Revelio on that statue and see what
Revelio.
details the field guide can provide?
Esos son retos que tenemos que hacer, como si fueran asignaciones. Field guide page. Los espejuelos. Vamos de
Clever, isn't
bajar.
it?
Adiós,
Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the
Revelio.
Uy.
Good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Esto es como manejar. Ok, tengo que ir a largo. Interesante como brega el mapa de aquí. Interesante por demás.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall. You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say...
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
No confío en ella todavía.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough
Creo que no
chit-chat.
se llevan.
I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Pero con el profesor Fig ahora.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
No le dije nada, tranquilo.
I did try to evade her questions, though I feel a little deceptive. That said, I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Okay. Ok, so ese símbolo significa las misiones principales. O hay algunas misiones que están bloqueadas detrás de un nivel. O necesito un truco de magia específico para poder accesar a esa misión. ¿Cuál hacemos primero? Vamos a usar las defensas en contra de la artes oscura. Creo que nos va a hacer falta.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Ok, vamos para la clase. Ay, estoy tarde. Oh, espérate, aquí está la otra clase.
That youngun's now a teacher herself. It's a wonder she's not gobbled up by her
Voy a
own
elegir primero
fate.
esta. Vamos primero para las de defensa.
Is that all you've got?
Levioso!
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself
Parece la
how an
cabeza del
old
dragón,
woman
¿verdad?
like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso.
A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Levioso. Nuevo truco.
Levioso!
De una.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
Están poniendo a prueba a mí nada más.
Let us begin with the basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent.
Okay, so
As understood. Now, the basic. Well done. Very good, but the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
This should be easy. Stupid Protego. Levioso. This can't be your first duel. Let's just say I'm a quick learner.
How do you Protego?
Stupid
tómalo.
Levioso.
If only all my students were this again.
Yo soy un talento nato, lo siento.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
Qué brutal. me
I
gustó
put
esto.
you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Slytherin.
Thank you, Professor Heckert. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you.
Muchas gracias,
I
profesora. Muchas
demand
gracias.
excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments.
Bueno, creo que nuestra primera clase nos
All
fue
right,
estupendo.
that's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? Felt more like I was dueling an expert. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
No mentir.
In fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Este tipo se la trae.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned. We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance, if you're interested. Till next time.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented it.
Ok, ahora vamos para la otra clase, que es la de talismanes, creo que es charms. Charms, como son como objetos con magia. ¿No? No. Level 2. Ok. Oh, es que está arriba también. No me fijé que tenían las misiones, tenían como que una flechita. ¡Dejame! Cuando tengo que subir. ¿Todavía? No, no, no. Imposible. Fíjate, ¿dónde subo? Me pierdo.
Leave me be.
Fantasma. Los baños.
What are you up to now?
Mira, eso me habla. El salón del profesor Fi, que es ese. Lol. Ok, vamos a tener que usarle este teletransportador porque estoy más perdido con Joybico. ¿No puedo usar? ¿Tengo que usar Rebelio? Sí. Ya tengo disponibles las misiones secundarias. Yo nunca vi esa escalera ahí.
Professor Roman tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms?
Sorry.
Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm?
Nadie sabe.
Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Accio.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
La primera vez que vamos a salir de la escuela, iba a decir universidad.
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? don't we have our newest student start us off?
Un jueguito. No me acuerdo de este juego.
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will. But instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them to... Very good! Don't lose your composure. That's it! Splendid!
No!
Not to worry. Very good! Points to Slytherin. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
¿Y soy yo?
Isa.
Excellent control there.
Let us see this.
Ey, eso es trampa. Eso es trampa. Y si le tumbo, yo puedo tumbarle la...
Brilliant. Here we go.
Ah, qué chavienda. Moví la de ella también. Ah, pues bien. Ok, tengo que tumbarle la de ella.
That is how it's done.
Accio.
¡No! Sí, túmbate.
A perfect score. Remarkable.
Yo
Let us
debería
make
haber
this a bit more interesting, shall we?
Uh-oh.
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it.
Está difícil.
This round settles it all.
Be sharp.
¿Cómo ella la mueve para el lado?
There we go.
Accio.
No, yo soy una bestia. Una bestia.
That's it.
Watch this.
Te quedaste corta, mamá.
I'm not here. But try not to be nervous. You are doing quite well. Well done. Here we go. That is how it's done.
So yo lo que tengo que hacer es un poquito punto y más nada. Hermano, tengo ni que hacer mucho porque ya gané.
Not exactly your typical lesson, is it? Not that I mind.
Accio.
No, yo soy una bestia. El mejor jugador.
You're a natural.
talento nato.
Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first
Hablando como
arrived.
si hubiera
I
perdido.
transferred here from Ouagadougou just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Ouagadougou uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand.
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
Yeah.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Ouagadougou, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting.
Que muchos profesores
Until
quieren hablar
next
conmigo.
time.
Of course.
A
you
word,
can use
if you
Accio
would.
on humans,
Oh, es
if you're so inclined.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for
Van a
you.
haber asignaciones. No sería una escuela sin ellas, ¿verdad?
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
As clever as playing with fire.
Oh. Weasley después de las clases.
What about the room, Professor?
I was thinking the same thing, Deke. Perhaps you could help.
Oh, excuse, Deke.
Ah, there you are. I trust your first classes went well?
They
Mejor
did,
de lo que
Professor.
esperaba.
I heard as much from Professors Hecat and Ronan. Seems Professor Fig taught you quite a bit before you arrived. I'd wager there's a good deal more to your travels here than what you've told me. Isn't there?
No se sobra.
Nothing more, Professor.
I see. Like trying to get a sonnet from a streeler. Regardless, you must continue to build upon what you've learned. In that regard, I've asked your professors to help hasten your progress with some extra assignments.
Professor Ronan did mention something about that.
In fact, Professor Ronan will meet you outside momentarily to assign your first
Ya me
one.
van a dar
Now,
asignaciones.
regarding the trip to Hogsmeade I mentioned earlier, we've arranged to replace the supplies lost on your way here including seeds, potion recipes, and spellcrafts.
Thank you, Professor.
And Mr. Ollivander will connect you with the perfect wand. You've managed your classes well with a borrowed wand, but you'll find the magic you cast with your own wand to be far superior.
I'm eager to get to Hogsmeade.
Very well. I'd like you to make your first visit to the village with a classmate. Help you get your bearings. Perhaps Sebastian Sallow or Natsai Onai. I've noticed you spending time with them.
Vamos con...
I'd like to go with Natty.
Excellent choice. Miss Onai is one of our most talented students. And she knows the area. She'll keep you well clear of any of Victor Rookwood's undesirables en route.
Rookwood?
A rather unsavoury local. Best to avoid him and his associates, including his right hand of sorts, Theophilus Harlow, if you can. Once you've finished Professor Ronan's assignment, your friend will meet you at the castle doors. No time to waste. The sooner you complete your work, the sooner you can enjoy a butterbeer at the Three Broomsticks.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
Ok, tengo que hablar con el profesor Weasley para que me dé mi primera asignación.
Ah, there you are.
You have a new spell to teach me, Professor.
Indeed I do, and an exceedingly useful one at that. The mending charm, Reparo. Fixes things right up, makes a broken object good as new in the blink of an eye.
It seems as if that might come
more frequently than one would imagine. As Professor Weasley mentioned, I am not... A number of your professors have agreed to do so as well, but first, each shall ask. I have arranged...
I'll start on the task right.
No se preocupe, yo voy a hacer la asignación.
Revelio.
Bien.
This is the right area. I wonder where the flying page is. Accio! Got it. Revelio.
Se colecciona las páginas que estén volando.
A flying page must be around here somewhere. Accio! Brilliant.
Gracias. 28.
Might some kind soul help me? If only a new
Vamos a ir 8 páginas.
I trust the preliminary tasks weren't too much trouble.
I completed the assignments, Professor.
Marvelous. You clearly know your way around basic charms. Let us give the old mending charm a try then, shall we?
Yes, sir.
Remember, your wand is a conduit of your magic.
Repa. Aprendimos otro más.
That's it. Very good. If you would like to practice mending something, have a go with that broken statue in the alcove by the water. It allegedly symbolized heartbreak. Perhaps a jilted lover thought it too accurate and lashed out.
Reparo.
Nicely done. Works like a charm, doesn't it?
Uno de dos. Ok. Muy bien, terminamos la asignación. Terminamos la asignación y luego de terminar la asignación ya hicimos todas las misiones secundarias. Ya hicimos todas las misiones principales, me refiero. Y ahora nos toca irnos al pueblito. Así que prácticamente terminamos nuestro...
possibly be as difficult as it seems.
Hello. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, hello. I'm Lenora. Pardon me if I seem a little distracted. Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, and...
If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing.
I've been racking my brains long enough.
Cuadro que queda ahí.
I hope you'll have better luck than I have. Do come and find me if you stumble on something illuminating that solves the mystery.
Bueno, ok. Técnicamente terminamos nuestro primer día de clases, ¿verdad? Ya hicimos hasta asignaciones. Y ahora vamos para la ciudad. Lo que asumo yo que es la ciudad, ¿verdad? Para comprar la varita y todo eso. Yo creo que este es el perfecto momento para dejarlo hasta aquí en este episodio, como nuestro primer día de clase. Y después vamos para el pueblo a seguir comprando las cosas que nos hacen falta para el año escolar. ¿Está bien? Muchas gracias a todos. Si les gustó el video, ya ustedes saben, dejen un like, comenten qué piensan del juego hasta ahora, qué piensan cómo nos fue el primer día de clase. Suscríbanse, me ayudan un montón. Y nada, gente, muchas gracias y nos vemos.